Anja, it has been a historic week here in Illinois. State lawmakers voted to make same-sex marriage legal, and now that gays can marry, they have to deal with the same things, the same legal issues that straight couples do. It's so interesting because I always hear that the three things that couples argue about the most is money, sex, and in-laws. And the money part, we have an estate planner here with us, Lindsey Markus, to kind of sort through some of the issues. It's true, isn't it?
Absolutely. Studies today show that nearly 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So my concern with this new legislation is I don't want to see my clients too overzealous about the engagement and forgetting about the financial implications associated with the marriage, as well as a potential divorce.
True for just about any couple, I would imagine. Where do you start? Okay, prenups. You hear a lot about prenups, and it's not just for people who have a ton of money, is it?
Absolutely. I encourage all of my clients who are engaged to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And that involves understanding the financial implications associated with a marriage as well as a potential divorce. A prenup isn't for everyone, but I encourage everyone to make an educated decision as to whether or not it's the appropriate fit for them.
What about, okay, generally estate planning, what should they consider to ensure they're both taken care of in the case of a health crisis?
In the case of a health crisis, hands down, the most critical document to have in place is a power of attorney for healthcare. This is important not only for adults, but also for adult children, because anyone over age 18 needs to have this documentation in place.
Untimely death, another issue that you don't want to talk about when you're getting married, but probably an important thing to go through all of these types of scenarios.
You know, you were talking about money previously. There are two things that we are all guaranteed to face in the course of our lifetime: taxes and death. Mm-hmm. And that, unfortunately, it's not too much of a pick-me-up, but it's my area of concentration. So we need to plan for those things. Living trusts can provide heterosexual and same-sex couples with the best way to leverage the tax benefits associated with the marriage as well as a death.
So what are the tax benefits? When you get married, do you benefit financially from tax issues? Like, can you get savings there?
As all situations, it depends. I encourage my clients to sit down with a CPA to look at their particular tax situations to determine whether or not married filing jointly will result in decreased tax or an increased tax. But on the estate planning side, in terms of death, there certainly are benefits. And that was one of the biggest issues associated with this landmark legislation, which now allows a surviving spouse to make a marital election to postpone paying tax at the federal as well as the state level here.
An important step forward for